All right, everybody. Joining me now, he is a singer-songwriter out of Nashville, Tennessee. Chandler James, how you doing?
Good, man. How about you?
You got your beer yet? I know it's
No,
football, you know.
I'm playing tonight. I'm playing tonight, and I got to drive, so I can't have more than two.
Well, you got a driver or what?
No,
You got
I'm
a
driving myself.
I want
Not
to I
yet.
want to I want to talk about that, man. I know I've been following you for a minute and you're the type that I wouldn't consider it a stereotype. I just consider it like the way of life down there. Like you go from town to town, you
Oh
probably
yeah.
play for a bar tab or two.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for
Like
sure,
old
man. I mean,
school,
I'm
like
in.
90s life, man. What's it
Yeah.
like on the road?
It's pretty neat. You get to see a lot of stuff. I do a lot of it by myself. I did 10 days in northern Wisconsin all by myself, and there's not a whole lot to do in northern Wisconsin during the day if you're not drinking. But it's pretty
Gotcha.
up there, and I've never been up there, so it was neat. And then right now I'm in Alabama, at
Right
a
by me.
apothecary Jack's. Oh,
You know,
really?
I live in I don't think I told you I'm in Pensacola.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
So it's
Yeah, I'm
down
up in
the
Jacksonville.
it's not too far, a couple
No, it's
hours.
not bad. No, yeah, I'm
Yeah,
only like 3.5 hours south of Nashville. So
hey, I know a bar owner in Pittsburgh. If you ever want to make your way down to the Panhandle, man, I got you.
yeah, sure, man. I'd love to.
I'll buy your bar tab at Floribama on the border, and
All right, that works.
we'll go shot for shot.
Yeah, there you go. I
What's
can't
your
I can't be working that day. We'll have to pick a day off though.
yeah? What's your drink of choice though, man? I got you on Jack or you know.
Normally it's Jim Beam and Diet Coke or Miller Lite.
You take shots or you just mix it?
Just mixed typically, but I mean I will shoot stuff. I like to
Yeah.
shoot clear liquor though.
Oh, the good shit.
Yeah,
The shit that got banned now. I got you.
yeah, there you
So,
go.
are you from like did you go to NC State? I see you got an NC
No,
State
so
hat on and like
I
watching the
actually wasn't.
Wolfpack.
Yeah, I wasn't smart enough to get into NC State. So, but I did like I've been able to like make friends with some of the coaching staff and some of their staff up there for the football team.
Really?
So I get to hang out with a lot of those guys. So I got to support them.
ACC, that's
Yeah,
that's intense football up there.
yeah, it is, man. It's getting with all the conference stuff. It's getting to the point now where when I was younger, it's like SEC was like the king
Mm.
of football, but now it's like there's good teams in almost every division and every
Yeah, I'm
conference.
a I'm a Gator fan.
Oh, really?
And then I went to UCF, which we're in the Big 12 now.
Yeah, yeah,
So, I got some college stories if you want to go story for story. I got some I
yeah.
got some good ones, man.
Yeah, me and my
Um,
dad actually went to a Auburn UCF game when they played that
yeah.
bowl game in Atlanta.
Yeah, gut smells on down there. I mean,
Yeah, and UCF beat Auburn. Yep.
yeah. Pardon me, man. It's the water that got
Oh, you're
got the
good,
got the wrong tube.
man.
So let's talk about the music. How did you start, man? What was your humble beginnings like, man?
So my grandma started picking me up from school in like elementary school, later elementary school, and she listened to like Motown and like R&B soul stuff. And so I fell in love with Motown and R&B soul with listening to it with her. And I think like Motown and the soul music is one of the purest forms of music. And then from her, like my granddad and my mom and my dad all listen to country and southern rock and a little bit of hip hop and rap. So I'm pretty well versed, I would say, in music. And I just love singing. And I picked up a guitar my second day of school, senior year of high school, and just hadn't really put it down since. So that's been 23 now. I was
Mm.
18 when I graduated, 17 when I started playing. So 6 years, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. So how do you get traction down there, man? You hustle bar to bar? Like, how did you
In
get your name
Nashville.
out? Yeah, well, in general, how did you get your name out there, man?
Well, so I started playing people's breaks back home in North Carolina. And then I started getting my own shows in North Carolina. And I played for about, I didn't move to Nashville till I was 21. I started playing shows at 18.
Mm.
So three years, I guess, of playing shows at home. And then I moved to Nashville like right when I turned 21. Um, Started playing on Broadway at a couple different bars and then branched over to a different circuit. So I'm on the high wire circuit now, which is Jason Aldean's, Luke Bryan's, Casa Rosa, Morgan Wallen's, Laney Wilson's, Tequila Cowboy. So I play a lot of the
Wow.
artist bars. But yeah, it's just great, man. I mean, pays the bills. It's not like playing amphitheaters or anything. And then I
Are
try to get
you
out on the weekends and go like down to Alabama or
like, are
back
you
home
one
in
of
North
those people
Carolina.
that just hands out the business card, like with all your information? Like,
Yeah, man, I'm out right now though. I got to order some more. People ask me at all my shows, they're like, "You got a card?" And I'm like, "I don't
it's funny,
actually."
man. I was just talking to a pop artist just before this, and she's the complete opposite of you. It's amazing how the genres are just not only different in type of music, but different way in lifestyle. She's like the pop streamer, like on
Yeah,
Twitch. It's just amazing, like the different lifestyles of each genre of music. You know what I mean? Like it's
it is,
crazy.
man. It is, and how different. Like it's the same, and it's also
Yeah,
different in a
because
lot of ways.
she's got 28,000 views on her least recent song. But
Yeah,
I asked her about going out, and there's nothing wrong with that. She's like, "Oh, well, I just do it online." Which, hey, how you get your views is how you get your views, right? I
sure.
mean,
There's no wrong way to do it anymore. I mean, with TikTok and social media the way it is, man, you don't even have to
do
live in
shit.
Nashville or do anything crazy like that, you know?
You can just sit and play, you know. And if you got
Yeah.
talent, you got talent. It doesn't matter how it's marketed.
Yeah. Just post it on TikTok and it'll blow up, hopefully.
Are you getting better or good at social media in general, man?
So I despise social media. I hate everything about it.
Oh, then we
But
need to
it's a
move on to the
necessary
next
evil.
topic then, you know.
Yeah, it's a necessary evil. So I have a pretty good group of people around me that help me post and run my social medias. So
They
if
run
it
that shit
wasn't
for you.
Yeah, if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be able to do any of it. I get logged out of Facebook, and I have to call my mom and like ask her how to get me logged back into
You have a
Facebook.
manager? Do you have someone with you on the road? Do you have a manager or something like
I
that, or
don't
someone?
normally unless a friend or my parents or somebody wants to
Your
come.
friend
It's
is your
just
manager? Yeah,
yeah. Actually, my mom is my manager. My momager is her official
yeah,
title.
yeah.
Um,
Does she drink?
no, not really. She'll have one or two, but no, not really. So
I'm kidding.
normally, if she comes, I get to drink.
I'm
She'll just
kidding.
drive home.
She's your DD. I got you.
Yeah, exactly.
Multitasking. Yeah, so I want to talk to you about like this cover that I saw, Purple Rain. Like Prince is
Yeah,
my guy, you know what I mean?
yeah.
And it blew up, I saw on YouTube, and like
Yeah, it got pretty good, and there was a lot of comments talking about like my guitar player trying to like play like Prince, and I thought he did a pretty great job, but some people didn't like it, I
no,
guess.
I thought it was great, man.
Yeah,
I'm a big Prince guy. You know,
yeah,
God rest his soul, but that was real. I was a sad day for me, man. I was a big Prince fan,
yeah. He was great,
unfortunately.
man. He's definitely one of the best guitar players to ever live, and just a
It was
beautiful
a
human
sad day
being,
for the music industry, man.
for
Just
sure.
terrible. I remember going to the bar and just asking the DJ to play Prince, and like that
All of
night,
it.
well, it was dead, so he just played Purple Rain, and like it was out of genre, but like people understood the
Yeah,
sentiment,
yeah, yeah.
you know.
Sure.
But anyways, yeah, so you do other covers too, I saw, right? You
I
do
did. So that was the first EP I ever put out. I was actually not even living in Nashville when I recorded all that stuff. It was during COVID, so I had an amazing group of guys play on it. We had Carl Verheyen from Supertramp, the band Supertramp. He was their lead guitar player. We had Brent Mason, who played on all of Alan Jackson's sessions and records and stuff.
mhm.
Then we had Keith Carlock, who was Steely Dan's drummer,
No
and
way.
nobody
That's
was on tour, so all these guys were just like, "Yeah, we'll come in and do some session work," and they blew it out of the water, man. So it's Trudy by Charlie Daniels is on there, the Midnight Rider by the Allman Brothers, Prince's Purple Rain, and Next Door Neighbor Blues by Gary Clark Jr. And then Don't Remind Me is actually an original that I wrote, but those are the five we did on my first EP.
yeah, well, I
So
want to talk about a few of the originals. So we have what is it? Bridge, what is it?
Bridge from
Bill,
Ashes.
yeah, Bridge from Ashes. Now that's interesting. It's kind of I wouldn't say sad, but it's like I like your melodies, man. And
Yeah, so
it's got a like very kind of intense, but you know, thoughtful meaning, I would assume, right?
yeah, so I didn't actually write that one. I'm friends with a Hall of Fame songwriter in Nashville named Steve Dorff. And I mean, I obviously write songs as well, but he's been doing it way longer than me, and he's knows everybody and he's worked with everybody. So I think being a musician, you also have to understand like when to back off and take somebody else's work if it's really good and they want you to have it, you know? And it's not like I can't release that because I didn't write it. I mean,
Right.
some people are like that, but anyway, I heard it a few years ago, and I've asked Steve if he'd hold it for me, and he said he would. And I finally got to record it, and it's my favorite song I've released too.
That shows you the character of you, man, because you could easily just not even said that. You could easily just said that I wrote, you know what I'm saying? Like you
Yeah.
didn't have to mention that. So shout out to you, man.
I appreciate it,
No,
man.
because I know a lot of people that wouldn't even mention the person that wrote it. They'd just be like, "Oh yeah, that was a song that, you know."
Well,
No,
man,
trust me,
singing and
man.
playing, yeah, singing and playing, you know, can be difficult, but writing songs, man, that's a
Yeah,
whole different
it's a whole
ballgame. You
different
know, that's
beast. Well, I
hard.
like the meaning, man. It's like it's like emotional, man. Like build a bridge by
Yeah,
ashes. Like
yeah,
that's
man,
intense,
it's a
man.
great song. He did a great job writing it. Him and a couple other buddies of his wrote it with him, but
Yeah, I just it kind of hit me, man, because this was a while ago, but like I lost one of my girlfriends. Like we were dating, and I lost, and she passed away while we were dating.
oh my god,
So it's like it's kind of like, and then she, you know, when I mean when I would drive by and stuff, it's
yeah,
like, man, you know. So it kind of resonated with me, man. And a lot of people grieve, you know, differently, and
oh yeah, for sure.
I don't know.
Yeah, man, that's tough.
Songs have powerful healer.
Yeah, they do. So it don't remind me is the first song I ever wrote. It was on that EP with all those cover songs, and I wrote it about a girlfriend, like a breakup. And a friend of mine back home in North Carolina had lost his wife recently, and he listened to it, and he came up to me one day and he was like, "Man, that song makes me think of my wife." And like it didn't dawn on me until he said that like there's nothing in the song that talks about a breakup. Like it
Right.
can be about whatever you want it to. Like obviously music's up for interpretation, so it can be about whatever you want it to. But when you write them, it's hard to think about them from other perspectives sometimes because you know what they're about.
Right.
So, but
Right. And
anyway, it was really
that's the
cool. Like it
power.
made me like it more.
Yeah, that's the power of it though, man.
Yeah,
Like,
for
you
sure.
know. So, and then what is it? Can't blame it on the truck.
Yeah, so I didn't write that one either. I am working on 5. I'm about to record 5 songs, hopefully this month that I did write, and they'll be out
Talking
soon.
about football and parking lot. That one's, you know, that one.
Yeah, Dylan Carmichael actually wrote that song, and him and probably 1 or 2 other guys, and it's a great song too. So I heard it. A song plugger from North Carolina that got up with me. He shot me that song, and I loved it. And I had been sitting on that one for a while too. So,
What
but
city in North Carolina exactly are you from?
is where I'm from. I'm
Yeah.
from Nashville, North Carolina, the original Nashville.
Really? I got
About an hour, 45 minutes to an hour east of Raleigh, over by Rocky Mount.
I'm sure there's a lot of creative puns and museums and
There
stuff over
are,
there, you
yeah.
know.
It's
You know.
actually older than it is older than Nashville, Tennessee.
How's the dive bar scene, man, down there?
In Nashville, North Carolina.
Well, yeah, North Carolina, like in the part, yeah, you grew up. How's the dive bar scene, man? Yeah.
Man, there wasn't a whole lot. It's a little agriculture town, so we drank in fields and
Yeah,
garages.
but they got whiskey everywhere, man. Don't
Yeah, I
be
know. Yeah, it don't matter. Yeah, plus when you're from somewhere like that, you can't get into the bars anyway. Most of the time, 'cause you start drinking at 16. So,
Yeah, where
but
you at
I
now,
mean,
man? Are you
I
at a
waited
bar?
till I was
Are you at a
21.
bar right now? Is
I
that
am
where
at a bar right now. I couldn't find the game on the TV at the hotel, so I had to come to the
What's the
bar.
score? What's the score?
I can't even see it from here. I have no idea.
Who are they playing? Who's NC State playing?
Louisiana Tech, I think.
Hmm.
I
Yeah.
think.
NC State's one of those schools that they're just always around, and then like one year they'll pop up to be a power, you know, and then the next
Yeah,
year it'll be
yeah. It's just.
500.
I mean, yes. I guess it's just man, just getting a team to play together and stuff. You know, sometimes, but it's got to be hard to be a college coach every 4 years. You're turning over a whole new team.
Plus NIL, name, image,
Yeah, I mean,
likeness.
yeah. That's what I think. The NIL is what is killing the conference battles. Like we were talking about earlier, how the SEC was always such a powerhouse. Well, now if Duke can afford to pay the guys that are committed to Alabama more, they're going to go to Duke probably. So,
Yeah, and then you got the transfer portal. It was funny. I was reading something today where I think Miami has a tight end that is in his ninth year. He's a ninth year senior.
well, that's like
And then
last year. Yeah, it's ridiculous. last season there was a guy kicking for some team, I can't remember, but he was like 37 and he had gotten deployed, so his eligibility like paused while he was on deployment. Then he came back and had like 2 years of eligibility left, so he's kicking
Well,
in college like
this guy was
37.
doing the regular fifth year, but then he lost 3 years due to injury. So
Oh, okay, so he got it
that's
all
how
back.
it.
It's crazy. It's dude, the rules of it. The rules in college football are so hard to keep up with, and they change them every year. It feels like now,
Yeah,
but anyway,
I don't know, but anyways, that's and tight end too. That's crazy. Like
yeah,
usually it's kickers that do that shit.
yeah. I mean, you're getting hit a lot at tight end.
Yeah, I don't know. But anyways, so we talked a little bit about the bar scene. What's the biggest venue you played at? Are you starting to get at bigger places or festivals or anything like that?
Yeah. So I got to play an amphitheater back home, called Cocoa Booth in Cary, North Carolina, and it was pretty cool actually because I'm a big like Texas country Southern rock guy
Hmm.
fan. So like Turnpike Troubadours are one of my favorite bands, and they played there Sunday night, and then I played there on Wednesday. And when I went in the green room, when we got there Wednesday, they still had like all their stuff stacked up on the wall. And so I just
Hmm.
took all of it off the wall, like put it in the bus. And I was like,
Dang, man.
put it in the bus. We're taking it with us. And it was cool. So I mean, it's an amphitheater and it holds a few thousand people. Um, it was a cool show, and I got to play on like a big stage, so it was cool. And I've also played not inside the Ryman, but they have a little outside stage for like free parking lot parties. And I played out there once, in front of like Ward Davis was the headliner that night at the
Yeah,
Ryman.
I was about to ask you, have you ever like you know, had been like the opener or been in the same concert as like a bigger name? You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, not really, not yet.
not
But
yet.
I mean, I've
Yet.
got to play with some cool people, but it's not like a big concert. Like I have a friend that's in Three Doors Down, and
That's awesome, man. They're
yeah,
a great
he's the
band.
bass player. But we used to play. He also sings and plays acoustic and writes his own stuff. So we've played shows together, and he also makes jewelry. So most of my turquoise you see me wearing is his stuff.
Yeah. You got a good story on the road, man? Can you share a good story on the road?
Uh, I'm trying to think of one that's happened recently. I can't get in too much trouble when I travel because it's just me and I have to drive. I'm a broke musician. I can't afford a DUI, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
Well,
pretty good.
there's no language parameters on this show, Chandler.
Oh,
So
really?
yeah, you can talk about what you want. I don't give a
Okay.
shit. I don't
No,
give a
but I
shit.
mean, man, it's just Wisconsin was beautiful, but it was just funny. I got up there and I'd go to the hotel. I spent Monday. I got to a hotel in Rice Lake, Wisconsin on Monday, and I didn't check out till Saturday morning. And I was off Monday. It was my only day off for like 10 days playing. And so I got to the hotel and I went downstairs and I asked the lady, I was like, what is there to do around here? And she was like, well, there's two or three bars, but they're all like 20, 25 minutes away. And then there's like a national park down the street. And I was like, okay, so not a whole lot.
Did you go to one of the
So
bars?
I ended up, I had a bottle of whiskey upstairs. So I just sat in my hotel room and drank whiskey in the hotel
Yeah,
and
you
watched
didn't want to
TV.
risk the 20-minute drive.
Yeah, and I could
Yeah.
have Ubered, but man, it's so expensive. And I knew if I didn't drink that whiskey that day, I probably wasn't going to drink it the rest of the week because I was playing. So,
What kind was it?
Jack Daniels, I think at that point.
That's your
But
go-to. It's a common theme I'm
yeah,
hearing.
I like Jim Beam more typically, but
Yeah,
just whatever
yeah,
I could
Jim and
get.
Jack and
But
oh,
they have this beer up.
you ever had the Four Wise Men?
I have not. I'll
It's
have to check it out.
it's Jim, Jack, Johnny, and Jose in one drink.
Ooh, man. No, I've never had that. I'll have to make one though and see how it is.
Like
Is
the
it just like just the four liquors, like no mixer or nothing?
I believe I'm gonna Google it right now on the broadcast, But I've and then
It's like
there's
a
also
redneck Long Island iced
yeah,
tea.
the four wise men. Yeah, it's the forefathers, Jim. Yeah. All right. So four wise men is Jim, yeah, John, Jim, Johnny, Jameson, and Jack. I think that's what it is. I thought it was Jose, but it's not. It's Jack, Johnny, Jameson, Irish, and then Jim.
Gosh, man, that's crazy. It's
uh
just four
just
whiskeys.
yeah,
There's no
just on
mixer.
just 25% each on a shot glass, man.
That can't be good.
Yo, I do one with hey, if I go to one of those shows in Alabama, we're gonna do a shot, man.
All right, yeah, we'll do one. I'll probably throw up, but we'll do one.
Hey, hey, you know what I mean? I'll pay for the bill, you know?
There you go. There you go.
Plus I'll tip the bartender, you know?
There you go. There you go. Yeah, I'm a big
Whoever
believer.
whoever she is, you know?
Yeah,
But you're a big what?
I'm a big believer in like tip karma. Like, I mean, I'm a
Yeah,
musician,
but
so
there's
I
a
live
there's a
on
whole new
tips.
tip culture, man. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
it is, but like I try not to not tip, but when you just go somewhere and they hand you a bottle of water and then they flip their thing around, it's like I'm not giving you a 25% tip for handing me a
Yeah, but it's
bottle of
crazy.
water.
Like McDonald's expects you to tip. Like these, like now it's gotten out of control where it's like
Yeah,
things that the people don't even do. All they do is just like ring your order, and then they expect like a tip. I'm like, you didn't do nothing. All you did was like let
hand me
me
a bottle.
insert my card. Not even like turn the
I
flip
would have done
around.
it myself if I
Right?
could have.
I don't know. But then at the same time, there's people that work off of tips, and I respect
Yeah,
for
yeah.
that.
But it's just I feel like the tipping culture is so out of whack. Like now
Crazy,
you don't
man.
know like who you're supposed to tip and who you're not
Yeah.
to tip anymore.
And now you're supposed to, yeah, like I said, tip drive through. I'm like, no, and
Yeah,
then tip gas stations now. Like, no thanks, you know?
yeah. That's your job, man.
Yeah,
I'm not
yeah,
tipping you at the
exactly.
gas station. I've
Now I'll
got
tip
all my
you.
stuff by myself.
Yeah, I'll tip you if you keep refilling my beer. Then that's a
Yeah,
different
yeah,
story, you know?
yeah.
That's a different story. Like I go to one bar downtown, Pensacola. You should come down here, man. There's a decent college scene. We got Wild Greg's. I think you would like it. I think you would
Okay,
like it.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
I
it's on
think I've
the
been there before, but
Wild Greg's.
no, Pensacola.
You
I know
should,
I've been in the airport.
yeah, no, but seriously, look it up. We get some big guests here.
Yeah.
I know Randy Travis is coming into town this week.
Oh, really?
That's a big deal.
That's cool. Yeah.
He's one of the original goats, man. Randy
Oh,
Travis.
yeah, for sure. Sure. He's been around forever.
His name, he don't get enough credit, I don't think.
No, I don't. Well,
you know,
it's been a long time, man, since he was doing music, and he's had a stroke, and he's in a wheelchair and stuff now, I think.
he's coming down. So,
Yeah.
but
But
no, yeah, I was a big Randy. My mom was into like old country, man.
yeah, that's what I'm into everything, man. I'll listen to
Like
whatever.
who's your like favorite artist of all, like one that from the back in the day that you were really into?
I'm really into Merle Haggard. He was one of my favorite of the like outlaw era, I guess.
Right.
I
Yeah.
just thought he had a cool story. I mean, he was in locked up in San Quentin when Johnny Cash played there, like
Dang,
trying to
man.
pretty neat. But yeah, for armed robbery, that's what he went to
You
jail
ever
for.
yeah, you ever get into like Kenny Chesney and
Oh yeah,
Garth Brooks and stuff like that?
yeah, man. I mean, I love Garth Brooks. I've been to a Kenny Chesney concert or two. Um, but yeah, I mean, I'm all over the map, man.
Tim
I listen to
McGraw. I
new
mean,
country, old country, '90s country. But
yeah, yeah. My mom's like old, man, like old. I'm talking about old country, but like Dwight Yoakam, like
yeah,
old stuff.
yeah.
I think he's
No,
still
there's nothing
around. I
wrong with
think
that,
he's
man.
still around. I think he's still around. Dwight
Yeah,
Yoakam.
he's around. He does a
Someone fact check me whether he's no longer with us. I think he's still with us.
Yeah, he is. I think he does a
I'm a-
podcast for Sirius XM like once a week.
Dwight Yoakam. How old is he now? But yeah, that's her favorite, like of all time. Dwight Yoakam is six. Oh, he's younger than I think he is.
Yeah, I was
60.
about to say he's been around for a long time. He was pretty young though when he hit it big. So,
Yeah. Where you got coming up, man? I know you're on the road. What's your next stop?
um, I'm in Alabama tonight at Apothecary Jack's in Jacksonville, Alabama. Right here on
Sure.
Main Drag. It's a really cool bar. If anybody's never been and you're in and around this area, you should come check them out. I came here last year too, right after they opened. It's an amazing place, beautiful. And but then I'm back to Nashville, Tennessee tomorrow. Play every day this week in Nashville, Tennessee. I have a private event on Friday, a little bit outside. I'm around Nashville this weekend, and then I go back to North Carolina for a bunch of stuff in October. I'm at the state fair for like a straight week in October in North Carolina. All kinds of stuff. So I'm in October is very North Carolina full of shows. So
You gotta so have you been getting do you get responses from like other artists? Like is it become like a kind of like a community kind of thing? Like people that are doing the same thing?
oh yeah, man. I mean, when you live in Nashville, Tennessee, that's like your whole friend base mostly is like other artists. And I
Because they
mean,
know the
shit, man,
hustle and
everybody out
grind.
there is doing the same thing just
Right.
about.
The same
So
grind and shit.
I think I've got like two friends that aren't musicians, you know.
But
Like,
do you ever get responses from do bigger artists ever like touch base with the independent? Do you ever get like people like that are on the
oh,
same because or do they
sometimes, I
kind of
mean,
do
it has
their
to
own thing?
be, yeah, it has to be like kind of not forced, but it's
Right.
not like they're just reaching out to us for nothing, you know. Like I played with Lainey Wilson at her bar. I was on stage and she came in and sang a couple songs with us, and she was super nice.
But they
And
gotta see you then around and
yeah,
then
yeah, yeah. Like there's a video of me and her playing together and stuff like that. And I mean, it was cool, but it's not like we just stayed in contact, you know. Like,
yeah, yeah,
and I mean,
yeah.
you know, she's got a whole lot going on in her life. It's
I
not like
mean, she's
me
like,
for not
yeah,
talking
she's
to
just like
me,
a,
but
yeah, yeah, she's
yeah,
just
I
like one
mean,
of the biggest stars in the genre.
yeah, I didn't
Yeah.
expect her to like remember my name and like start hanging out.
You
But
know?
yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Country's crazy, man.
but you
It's
run Nashville's wild, man. I mean, I was the airport stories from Nashville and how much I fly, man. I stepped off a plane
give me
coming
one, man. What's an airport story?
man, I stepped off a plane, a Southwest flight coming back into Nashville. I was just getting home, like ready to go get my truck and go back to my house, get my dog. And I looked right to my right when I got off the plane, and it's Billy Gibbons from ZZ Top, just like standing at the gate.
Dang.
And then on July 5th, I was I was walking through the airport, and John Daly is standing right in the middle of the airport, like at like 9:30 in the morning on July 5th. And then who else? You run into people in the airport all the time, man. If you're in Nashville, if you're at the airport, you just pay attention, you'll see somebody that's like somebody most of the
Yeah,
time.
most of the time.
Yeah.
Chandler, thanks for coming on the podcast today during
Yeah,
football, you
man.
know, during
Sorry, it's a
Saturday.
little noisy out here.
Especially during a busy time. So I appreciate it. Where can people find you on social media?
Chandler James Music on everything Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, all that stuff. And I have a website at chandlerjamesmusic.com.
And everybody needs to check you out at your just your schedule, right? Your schedule's on the
Yeah,
website.
it should be on the website. I'm also on that Bands in Town app. So
All right,
if you're in
man.
North Carolina, check me out in October because I think I'm there every weekend in October. So
Maybe I'll come to one of the shows in Alabama and
yeah,
we'll
man.
do we'll knock one back, all right?
There you go.
All right, man. Have a good day.
All right, thanks, man.
All
I
right, man.
appreciate you having me.
Yep, no problem. All right, bye.
Bye.